back from Bradford, annoyed that it wasn't 3 points. But do you know what? I think for the vast majority of that game, Wanderers actually looked like the real deal.
Hello, listeners. The final thoughts on this week's Wanderers happenings. Brought to you by The Buff Podcast.
Welcome back to The Last Word, and a podcast that rewinds the game that we've all just watched and feeds it to you back in tiny little chunks. And a good game as well, wasn't it? It was one that, had I not been eyebrows deep in work, I think I would have been really enjoying. But it was fast-paced. It was hugely competitive. It was exactly as we thought it would be. Two good footballing teams. And I could see them tearing shreds off each other at Wembley, if I'm honest, in a month's time. Lots of stuff to get through before then, of course. But Bolton are there now. They have guaranteed themselves a playoff spot. They are definitely going to be in the top six. In what order, we don't know yet. But they probably should be in possession of one of those third or fourth spots and guaranteed a home second leg. The only reason they're not is 2 minutes of pretty scruffy football. And that's probably the only blot on their copybook today, really. Other than that, I think it was one of the better away performances this season. So we better run down the details. First half, Mario Kozudubri hit the bar with an angled shot, one of his trademark cuttings, and then he missed a header from George Johnson's cross very, very quickly afterwards, arguably an easier chance. Burstow then puts a volley wide. Sissoko brought a great save out to Sam Walker with a dipping shot. Sissoko very, very good today, full of tricks. Bradford's best chance fell to Metcalf. I think it might have been cleared off the line, but it certainly did deflect just wide of the post either way. Nerfville had got around Johnston, and just for a second, I think John just clipped the back of his heels. Had Nerfville gone down, I think there was a moment where that could have been a penalty. Seb Stocksbridge was the referee today. Don't have anything particularly negative to say about him. He did turn down a big penalty appeal in the second half, right on the edge of the box. Heart was in the mouth, I've got to be honest. But he did. I thought he had a decent game. It was a tough one to take care of. Second half, though, Johnny Kenny started really, really quickly. Had a header cleared off the line by Torre. Really good effort. How he got to it, I have God knows. I think Sissoko got around the outside, clipped a cross back in. It was almost behind him, and he managed to get it on target. Keeper had no idea that he had his defender behind him, by the way. Bolton kept on pushing, playing the better stuff, really positive, and got their awards with 18 minutes to go. Burstow, who was excellent, linking up the play all the time, he moved the ball onto Kenny, chopped it just with one motion, and then with the next, he kind of almost scooped a shot into the top corner. It was lovely stuff. Absolutely confident player. 5 goals in consecutive games now, and I read before from BWFC stats that that's the first time that has happened since Michael Ricketts in 2001, which is some good company to be keeping. And in an ideal world, that is the winning goal. However, like I say, the scruffy 2 minutes of football, Bolton paid a heavy price for it, really. It started with the Mario Kozudubri as well, which is a rarity. A daft pass in his own half, bounced off a Stockport player, set Stockport in motion, long ball over the top, over Johnston's head, looking for Caden Jackson. Johnson makes a rash challenge because Jackson was going away from goal, wasn't really going to do too much damage, and that set in motion a free kick, goes into the box, Toll cleared it. The second ball comes in. Jack Bonham made a bit of a hash of trying to push it away. He'd been really good, I think, to that point in time as well, which was such a shame. Then I think it was Curtis Till that ended up laying off for Jackson. His shot came off a couple of ankles and was in the bottom of the net. And then all of a sudden there was pressure. There had been no real pressure in that second half. Bolton had been head and shoulders the better team. on the upside, there was no collapse. We talked quite a bit recently about whether or not Bolton have composure after having conceded a goal. They didn't on this occasion. It was a bit hairier than I would have liked, for certain. Bradford, on a different day, might have managed to grab something. And we would have been having a very different conversation and looking at next weekend in a very different light. But there's a little bit of pressure taken off. Yes, they still want to secure third or fourth. Yes, they still want that home game. And they're going to have to beat Luton, who will want to come to the ground and win their game, because that's the only way they can guarantee getting up there. And they don't even have a guarantee of that, but you know what I mean. It was a good game, a playoff atmosphere, again, which is good practice, I think. And Bolton rolled up their sleeves, and we can't say that too often. We don't give them credit for giving it too often, particularly away from home. So, it was all in all, I don't think it was a bad day's work. Now, ordinarily, I would be backed up here by either Russ or Henry, but both of them are, they've put in a holiday, an absence of leave for today. So, seeing as this is a video podcast now, as well as an audio one, I am introducing a new member to the team. His name is Sam Burtonwood. He is a young man. He is a big Bolton Wanderers fan. He is going to become a familiar face to your screens. He goes home and away, and he is armed with a trusty camera. And he has brought us the sights and sounds and fancy dresses of a Bolton away day. Take it away, Sam.
We're in Bradford, around 10 minutes away from the ground. Bolton looking to secure 3 points and a home second leg in the playoffs. Let's go get to the ground.
Score predictions.
2-1. 15 minutes in, no real chances. Doobie having their best, Blaze the header wide. And Josh Nerfield's been booked so far. Doobie proving too much, to be fair. Bonner with a good catch, but overall nothing much. Bolton struggling to hold a lead again. Less than 10 minutes after we scored, we conceded. 10 minutes to go, it's all square. Bolton really could do winning this one. See what they could come up with.
Full time here at the University of Bradford Stadium. Bradford 1, Bolton 1. In the first half, the chances were few and far between. Not much really, Brad's probably coming a couple came to shoot, but on the whole, not much happened. We started well, just no real clear-cut chances. However, in the second half, it opened up a lot more. Bolton looked the better side for the majority and made the money for it with a great goal, a great finish from Johnny Kenny. Sent it away into raptures. Then after that, it's fair to say, Bradford switched on, the home fans were up on their feet, they became a lot more hostile, and they did end up equalising. All in all, it's not a bad result. Schumacher probably will be wondering if they could have got 3 there, which would have cemented a second leg at home in playoffs. Nonetheless, great day out, proper good atmosphere from the away fans, plenty of fancy dress. And we move on to Luton at home.
I enjoyed that. And I repeat what I said the other day. We are still testing things out here. What works, what doesn't. Crucially, what I can edit after an away game. There is a reason all these brilliant YouTubers have teams of producers and editors. It's bloody hard work is what it is. Yes, man of the match contenders today. There were quite a few of them, to be fair. Kenny is the obvious one. He took his goal fantastically well, was always snapping at ankles and making a nuisance of himself as he does. Mason Burstow, as I mentioned earlier, linked up play really well. Took him about 20 minutes to get into the game, but once he got on the ball, some of his passing was
different level, particularly when he was switching play. Clearly a ploy today to try and get the wingers into the game. Sam Dolby, Burstow was in the team because Sam Dolby was injured. Apparently, he's picked up a bit of a calf injury, compensating for the fact that he had got an ankle injury. So it makes a fair amount of sense to rest him, not only today, but in my mind for the last weekend of the season as well. So make sure he's definitely right for the playoffs. I thought Farino was good at the back. Very strong. Sissoko could be his best game for Bolton, to be honest. It was full of tricks, always something happening when he was on the ball. And he was very decent. Ruben Rodrigues, we'll be listening to him in a couple of minutes. It was his first 90-minute game in 2 seasons. He was telling us afterwards. No wonder he had to sit down. He was knackered, I would imagine. Stephen Schumacher time then. Not one that I could camera. That's to use the technical phrase. Not one I could film. Because it was the end of the final home game of the season, we were kind of shoved to the side of the tunnel with a lot of players, wives and kids knocking about and lots of fans asking for free shirts. And there was a lot of noise. It was never going to be one that we could set up a proper camera. So yes, I've done what I can do. I've set the audio to a picture of Stephen Schumacher, just in case you didn't know what he looked like. And if you listen on the podcast, you won't care about that one tiny little bit. But hey, hopefully it looks okay. Hopefully it sounds okay. Here's Stephen Schumacher.
Crack up. Okay. What are you making, Stephen?
I thought we played really well. I thought it was a good game, really competitive. 2 decent teams again, like we said, it was going to be in this closing stages of the season. And I thought we played some really good stuff. We looked dangerous in the first half. Created 1 or 2 good chances. They had one blocked on the line as well, one big chance. The second half, felt we deserved to go ahead in the game. The game plan was going exactly kind of how we wanted it. And then just a foul from a set piece gives them an opportunity, which they're really good at. And they put the ball in the box, comes out again. And it's a great finish from Jackson. So unfortunate not to win it. But really pleased with the effort that the lads put in and pleased to obviously solidify our place in the playoffs.
Speaking of great finishes, wasn't too shabby by Johnny Kenny, was it? 5 in 5 for him now, by the way.
Yeah, outstanding. And he nearly had another one as well. The save that Sam Burtonwood made from the one that John put him in over the top was outstanding. I don't know how he saved it. It was a brilliant finish, really good goal, well worked. Great layoff from Mason, who played really well today. And Johnny is in, you can see when a striker's in good form and playing with confidence. And to turn the defender like that, I thought he was going to shoot on his left foot first time, but to turn onto his right foot and put it in the top corner, it shows the quality that I knew that he had and the belief that he had, and I'm so happy that we managed to get him here.
Yeah, and it's confirmed a top 6 finish now that for you, so that's one objective, maybe the first achieved.
Because obviously we knew a point today was going to be enough to keep us in the playoffs. That was to make it mathematical. I know the goal difference would have been a big swing, but we wanted to come here and win. And I felt as though we've played well enough to win, to be honest. We've created enough chances. They've obviously had 1 or 2 good moments, and it's not an easy game. I think they've proved why it is difficult to win here, especially with the crowd that we're in today. But now the next objective, Jack, is to win on Saturday. We've got to play Luton, who if we don't win, we'll come into the playoffs with loads of momentum, and we want to try and finish the season as strong as we can. So try and win that game, and that'll cement 3rd or 4th place.
Yeah, absolutely. Was it an injury to Sam Dolby?
Yeah, Sam Dolby's picked up a little niggle. He's been suffering with an ankle injury since Paul Fail. He's therefore been loading, we think, his other side, his right leg. Probably a little bit too much, so he had a little bit of a sore calf and a bit of a swollen knee after the game on Saturday against Huddersfield. So we've had him scanned. We're not 100% sure yet what the prognosis is, but hopefully he'll be available for next week, but we'll see.
Yeah, but overall though, that was a pretty, as a game of football, that was pretty entertaining to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I thought the crowd played a big part in it. Big shout out to our fans. Thought we were absolutely brilliant. I know Bradford packed it out today as well with being their Remembrance Day and game and last game of the season. But our fans have been amazing up and down the country all season. Sold out away ends every week. We've played some good football at times. We've stunk the gaff out sometimes away from home, which we always apologise for. But today I think they've seen the team give it everything and probably should have come away with all 3 points. Wasn't to be. It's another draw again, but it's a point that we needed, so we're happy.
Is there a sense of disappointment maybe after when Kenny's goals an absolute beauty not to see it out after that?
I would like to have won the game, obviously, yeah, and we felt that we were doing okay. We were defending really well. We spoke about showing moments of composure in the week, and we just, Amario I think tried to hit a big diagonal on the outside of his left foot to Ibby when we're winning 1-0. It's probably not the right ball to pass. We lose the ball, it gets booted over our heads, and Jono brings Jackson down when he's going away from goal. Again, a decision, if he doesn't make the foul, he's going away from goal, there's no danger. That leads to a set piece that comes in the box and it bobbles around, bounces around, falls to Caden Jackson. So from that perspective, we're disappointed with the type of goal because it could have been avoided. But all in all, the effort that the players have put in, I'm not going to be critical at all because they played very well today.
You mentioned Ibby there. I thought it was probably his best game in a Wanderers jersey. He really fancied it, didn't he?
He did, he was excellent. We knew the pitch isn't easy. You have to be good and be able to take the ball in because it bobbles up about, which is what every time he gets it kind of happens. He's put step overs, but I thought he caused Baldwin a right few problems. I felt it would be that type of game. We were expecting him to play with wing backs rather than a back four. But he did really well and he created some good opportunities for us. Maybe could have got a couple of crosses in or shots in the final third if I'm being picky, but he played excellent for us, so fair play to him.
His challenges flying in all over the place. Cyrus took a sore one as well. Is he okay, sort of soldiered on at the time?
Yeah, he's fine, just a bang in his back. I say it was a competitive game, which you know you're going to get when you come here. Certainly against one of Graham Alexander's sides, they're not going to let you have it all your own way. And it was, I thought it was good standard, considering the pitch isn't easy. We played some really good football at times and showed some good quality moments. So yeah, we take it and we look forward to next week now.
Yeah, booked your place in the playoffs, but lots to play for, a lot at stake next week as well, Luton and ourselves as well.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's Plymouth won today, didn't he? Yeah. Stevenage drew. Luton won, so they're all fighting it out for 6th position. You know, we want to fight it out for 3rd or 4th. Stockport won. If they win midweek, we'd go 3rd, so we would need to go to cement 3rd or 4th, which I think is important because having the second leg at home would be obviously an advantage. So if we can win on Saturday or get whatever we need to finish 3rd or 4th, that'll be great.
A baking hot day, a big crowd, a great atmosphere, one of the best ones, if not the best one, potentially, I've seen away from home this season. And also, you know, very poignant moments before the game as they did the tribute for the disaster. Both sets of fans did themselves, proud on that sense. Results elsewhere, well, I mean, they went pretty much as expected. Stevenage only drew at Donny. That's possibly the only shock of the day. Stockport, Luton and Plymouth all won. Next week, well, for Bolton, I suppose it turns into a case of just making sure that the informed team, Luton, who have come like a train up the league after a very dodgy season, all in all, I suppose it's just making sure they don't come into the playoffs. If Bolton beat them, they won't. Bradford are at Exeter. You'd expect them to get something there, so they won't have any problems. Stockport play in midweek against Port Vale. So the chances are they go into next weekend in 3rd spot anyway, and should be home and hosed by that point in time. And then it's Barnsley away for them at the weekend as well, just in case that doesn't happen. So you'd imagine Stockport are sorted. There's a lot of permutations for what happens and who finishes where. I will be speaking with Henry on the Buff this week, which we may put out a little bit earlier because I think he's away on his hollypops as well. So we may be early in the week for that one. Shall we talk to Ruben Rodrigues? I think so. We like him. Lots more to come from him this week on the Bolton News, by the way. Loads of stuff. Here is Ruben.
What did you make of it?
What do I make of it? I think a good afternoon. I think we were by far the better team, controlled the game. defended the box well, won our duels, got a great goal with Johnny Kenny, great finish, great link-up play with Mason Burstow, and then unfortunate with their goal, was a great finish in my opinion, and then just got the point.
It was very competitive throughout. It was a bit fierce at times.
No, we knew what was expected. We knew the way Bradford play, and we knew we had to match that. And I think we did. We won most of the duels. So yeah, I think we showed a different side of our game. We were competitive, and it was a good afternoon.
What about your own form? Do you feel as though you're playing well at the moment, or you're playing better? You know, because has it taken you time to get into a routine and a rhythm?
No, I'm happy with the way it's going. I think I've got a different kind of role. I'm playing in a 6 next to Sheehan, but I think that that connection is going well. I've got a free kind of role to play on the ball. I'm allowed to go forward to get in the box, but then I also have to defend, which is sometimes a lot of running. But no, I'm feeling fit. It was my first 90 minutes in over 2 seasons, so I'm really happy with that, and with the confidence of the gaff, of course, that to allow me to play that long. So now I'm happy with how I'm doing. Yeah.
And atop a playoff position confirmed now. Any preference? Would you like to see anybody? Or how do you feel overall about the playoffs over 2 legs? Because you'll be in it now.
No, yeah, I know. We are in it, and that was the main goal. To be fair, it doesn't really matter. Of course, we want to play away first and then at home, so we still need to win our next game to secure that home tie in the second leg. So that's all we're going for. We just want to win. Doesn't matter who we're playing against, and we'll see what happens then.
And it should be a very interesting game against Luton, because I think pretty much they've got to win if they've got to have any hope of a playoff position as well.
Yeah,
next week.
I've seen they are 1 point off Stevenage. Of course, Stevenage still has a game. Bradford still needs to win. So it's a big game for them. A lot of pressure, of course. For us too, of course, we still want to have that, like I said, the second home leg. But we'll see. It's going to be a good game. I think it's a team that wants to play and is also open. So it'll be nice.
As the game's progressing like that, and I don't know how many times positions altered, are you aware of anything that's going on around you, or is it just fully focused on what you've got to do in the game you're playing in?
Oh no, you're not aware of anything, no. You just play your game, and I don't think there is any space in your head to do that, because it was quite...
No space in my head. There might be some in yours.
No, there wasn't.
Mine's
either.
full.
No, it wasn't. There was a quite intense game, and they were very, very on it. So I think we had to get all of our focus on the game. So no, that doesn't play. Of course, we knew what was at stake, but we don't think about what happened on the other pitches. We just worry about what we do on the pitch.
Is it good to play a really competitive game like that, because it might be something similar to what whoever you meet in the playoffs, of a similar nature, similar type of game?
Yeah, no, it's good to maybe see a little ins and outs, the way they maybe rotate, the way they press, or the way they play. Of course, we kind of knew, but it's good. It's good to know. So end of the season, so we might have them in a couple of weeks. We might have them at the final. Who knows? Exactly. And we know this pitch is a difficult pitch. It suits them, of course. Bobbly, bouncy tackles. So it definitely is a little bit of an advantage, but also for them, of course, because they can see how we play.
Thank you.
Was it an enjoyable game to play in, Ruben, given the frenetic nature of it, tackles flying in and the atmosphere as well?
Definitely, the atmosphere was good. I think their fans were a lot as well, 25k or whatever it was. So that definitely is something you want to, where you get into football for. I don't really enjoy these games, the tackles and the flying about and the one-touched balls. But I've been showing lately that I've also got that other side of me. That is not just tiki-taka and all nice and technical. I've got the other side of me as well. I think that's because I've been playing in England for 5 years, so you get that into your system. But no, I don't mind this. Sometimes it's nice, putting tackles in if it works. Of course, if you're too late, it's a bit annoying. But today was nice. It was good.
Yeah, what's the overriding feeling in the dressing room after that? Because, like you said, you scored a really good goal, but to be pegged back, is it a sense of maybe 2 points drop, perhaps?
Not really. I think we think we're quite happy with how the game went. Unfortunate, of course, with the goal. It was a great finish, like I said. But I think overall the mood in the change room was good. We're happy we got into the playoffs. That was the main goal. We got that, and now it's on to the next game, get a win, and we got that third, fourth place secured. Yeah.
You mentioned Johnny Kenny. How good is it having a guy like that on form, scoring goals like that?
Nah, it's the fifth and fifth in it, so it's nice. It's just for me as a midfielder, if I have space, I love runners, and he is just constantly going in behind and always off the shoulder. So I enjoy that, and the way he shoots, just sometimes it's blind, but today he just picked out the top corner, and I was right behind him. It looked like it went over, and then it just dipped perfectly. So buzzing for him. We came together, so it's nice to see someone doing well. Yeah.
That moment with the fans, was that? I mean, you've had a few celebrations in front of the fans. The team, what was that? Does that give you such a lift, seeing the fan base?
No, it was amazing today. I think the fans always been great, especially a game like today, not too far from Bolton. So we knew it was going to be a good outcome. But it helps us a lot. It gives us a big boost, and I think we showed them that they were very helpful, and they're going to be very helpful the next couple of weeks. So I hope we can carry on giving them what they want.
And just like that, we are down to the final weekend of the regular season. It's playoffs again. Next week, Luton Town and the end of season's awards. Look forward to those. And again, we'll be discussing who wins what on the buff this week. And then we've got playoff semi-finals. Who will it be? Will it be Luton? Will it be Bradford? Will it be Stevenage, Stockport, Plymouth? Lots of permutations. It is all up for grabs. But I've got to leave you for the weekend. And with the last word, of course, because that's what the podcast is called. And I advise you to keep an eye out for all the extra content we've got planned for our YouTube channel, because just like the, what was it called? The Death Star's deflector shield, it will be quite operational by the time the playoff begins. And loads of stuff coming on that. Time for a last word, though, from me. And in a Star Warsy way, I suppose I'm going to go for hope.